This is a tutorial for an exercise I posted a while ago. I'm going to give a short explanation and then a more detailed explanation so you can get in and get out with what you need. So the short explanation is that I'm taking a lick that works over a dominant 7 chord or dominant 7 flat 9 through the cycle of fourths. I'm enclosing the third by starting on F, D, E flat, E. Then I'm walking up the arpeggio to play G, B flat. I'm going to play D flat, which is the flat 9, C, which is the root, and then B flat, which is the flat 7. So over the C7 chord. And then that B flat ends up being the first note that I want to start on for the next chord, which happens to be F7. And I follow the same idea. So I start on B flat, I encircle the third, G, A flat, A, C, E flat, G flat, F, and so on. So if you just need that much, go. Go do it. Work it out. For those who need a little bit more. So there's some fundamentals that I think that you would really benefit by having under your fingers before attempting an exercise like this. Of course, you're welcome to do whatever you want, but my advice as a teacher is to get that foundation really solid before attempting something like this, because this is designed to kind of address some specific problems or access some different sounds that you might want to access when you're ready for them. So the first thing I would encourage people to do is to know your cycle of fourths. So the chords that are going by as we're playing this lick, we have C7, and then F7, B flat 7, E flat 7, A flat 7, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, and G. So you just have to know that like really well. Another thing that is helpful is to know all of your major scale patterns. To know them, all over the neck. I do this exercise mostly in 5th-ish position, so like right around here. So definitely know that. Know your mixolydian modes. Those are in those major scales. Also know your chord tones, so your arpeggio shapes, but not just to know that you spell C7, C, E, G, B flat, but know that E is the third. Know that D flat is the flat 9. You got to have those kind of concepts really locked in, just be able to find them on the neck. So knowing your guitar fretboard really well. If you need help with that, well, that's one of the things that I teach. That's like the basics of what I teach there. I'm really into the fundamentals because you've got to have that foundation to do all the cool stuff. And you've got to have a teacher who's going to be patient with you and who's going to hold you accountable to learning all of this stuff. And that's kind of my jam. So you can learn more about my teaching at leadcatpress.com. Anyways, let's go through a little bit of what's happening here, or what does happen when we start playing this through. So if I do this over C7, here's the F, here's the B flat. When I get to E flat though, now I want to go, to follow this pattern, B flat, D flat, E, E flat, but that gets me, out of this comfortable area, and I might not want to do that. So I'm going to use octave displacement at that point. And what that means is that I'm going to start on G, which is the third of the E flat 7 chord, but then I'm going to finish up the lick by playing the next note, which is B flat, down an octave. So instead of playing this B flat, I'm going to play that B flat. Then I'm going to play D flat, and then my flat 9, which is E, and then my E flat and D flat, and I go on from there. So that's a quick explanation of octave displacement. So you can play it like me, and I'm going to play the whole thing a little bit slower for you. But I would prefer that you actually figure it out on your own, because you're going to learn so much when you're making those decisions on when to use octave displacement and not. And also, if you get really hung up on this exercise at any point for any reason, whether it's knowing the notes, the notes on the fretboard or the chord tones or the cycle, wherever you're hitting some roadblocks or whatever, that's an indicator of like, hang on, like do some work so that you're able to do exercises like this. So, get that foundation really solid. So here's the exercise. I'm going to play a little slower than I did in the video that I posted on Facebook and some other places. that's where you would start it over again. So you can just do this continuously. So thanks for checking this out. I hope to see you again. Feel free to reach out for lessons, group classes, method books, leadcatpress.com. Thanks.